welcome to JGod Gaming. In today's video, I will be putting together the ultimate starter guide for Destiny 2. The first step is picking a character that you want to have as far as a class goes. As far as choosing which one best suits your style, the Hunter's going to have the most mobility, the Titan's going to have the most resilience, and the Warlock is going to have the most recovery. So it really depends on what you want to get started with, but those are the three options. The tip for combat is to actually use a specific element on shields, and that'll actually break the shields a lot quicker. And if you match the shield with the right element, it'll actually cause some explosion damage when the actual shield breaks. So that'll save you a little bit of time when killing those enemies. Switch over to kinetic once the shield's down. Throughout the story, you'll probably have points where you need to level up to actually move on to the next mission. So what I recommend doing is doing public events. Public events are a great way to farm glimmer, get experience, as well as to get different items and loot. There is a guide to do all 8. I've already posted that, so I would recommend learning how to do all 8 unless you just want to figure them out on your own. Those are a great way to level up your character as quick as possible. In the beginning, the glimmer can be hard to come by, so you definitely want to make sure you're saving all the glimmer you can and not wasting it on shaders or anything like that. You primarily want to use it for infusions and then also modding your gear to increase the level or putting a particular attribute on the armor or gun that you want. When you infuse items, they're all item specific. So if you have a hunter cloak, it can only be infused with a hunter cloak, auto rifle with auto rifle. So pretty much that's how the infusions work. Early on, you're going to be tempted to spend any reputation tokens you earn. So I definitely recommend saving those until you at least hit level 20. Because you're going to get gear drops ridiculous amount in the beginning, and you're going to pace with your actual level to get your power level higher. So I wouldn't recommend spending those until you've hit at least 20, and then those get you up to about the soft cap, and then you'll need power engrams from that point. Power engrams are weekly rewards that you're able to do specific tasks to earn them, but I typically would recommend saving them until you've either hit the 265 cap or the weekly reset's going to happen. The weekly reset happens every Tuesday, so you want to make sure you get all those activities done by Monday at the latest if you haven't already. I do recommend joining a clan as soon as possible and finding a clan that works best for you. So what I mean by that is some clans, maybe they play not enough as your particular schedule, or maybe they don't do the content you like. I joined a couple different clans and I identified one that I liked the most, and I kind of stuck with that one. So if you're not liking the clan you're with because one reason or another, whether it's personality or what they actually play, I'd say switch it up as quick as you can, because the game's way more enjoyable when you find the right plan. Keep in mind that enemies scale with your current power level, so there's no rush to change your specific gun because you want a higher power level. And then also the power level that you have, the system actually takes into account what you're carrying, not necessarily what's equipped. So if you have a higher rated gun or armor that you maybe don't want to trade out for one reason or another, the game will automatically take into account that you have those pieces. In a game with almost 500 different pieces of loot, I recommend using the Destiny Sets app so you can kind of track which items you have and which ones you want. I'll go ahead and link in the description some of the weapons that I'd recommend based off the current build, but that's primarily for console. PC might be a little different, so you got to kind of take it with what the meta is at the time. And one of the best ways I found to manage that, in addition to having the sets, is using Destiny Item Manager. That's a great tool that you can either use with your computer or a phone app. And you can actually transfer gear back and forth between your characters, which is great when you actually move into your second and third characters. One simple tip to do when you're progressing through the game is to actually save 5 different scout rifles. Blue or purple, it doesn't really matter, because you're going to have a quest later on, so those will come in handy. And then also, once you've completed the main story, you're going to be able to get extra reputation tokens by completing daily challenges on different aspects of the map. So there might be one for strikes or for IO or for Titan. There's going to be different rewards depending on which one you do. When it comes to starting a second and third character, what I do recommend doing is putting your spare sparrows actually inside the vault so that when the character spawns into the farm, they'll be able to grab that and be able to navigate some of the parts of the map a little bit easier when they're progressing through. And then another thing is Zur is going to show up every Friday, and he's going to disappear on the reset on Tuesdays. So what I recommend doing is matching him up to the Destiny sets and then finding out which gear you don't have, and stock up regardless if you think you'll need the gear or not, or you have those characters or not. And those actual things can help in power leveling second or third characters once the power level is high enough. You can use it to infuse and then also to be worn. One quick note about power leveling. When you actually start your second and third character, they've done a thing in the system where you don't get an advantage of having multiple of the same character, because all the power levels can be locked to the lower level character. So I recommend when you make different characters to actually use different classes. So you should have one Warlock, one Titan, and one Hunter, since basically there's not an advantage in having 3 Hunters, 3 Warlocks, or 3 Titans, unless you just want to run with those characters once you already hit max. But that just kind of defeats the purpose of running through the game multiple times with the same character for no benefit. My last tip is, if you're ever in need of a group, there are other things besides your clan. You can use the fireteams subreddit, you can use the 100, or you can use the lfg.net. So depending on how you want to use your group, all of these are very effective. I primarily use fireteams just because it's quick and easy for me, but everyone's going to have their own preference. So that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments section. If you did like the video in any way, go ahead and click that like button. And go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you, and as always, have a great day.